20 years ago in Beijing, the nations of the world made a promise to remove all barriers to gender equality, a promise of opportunity for all and the empowerment of women.
I declare the NGO Forum on Women, Beijing 1995 open!
189 countries declared they would advance the goals of equality, development and peace for all women everywhere, and pledged to make a better future for all.
I think Beijing was that time in history for the women's movement that was exciting. It brought together women from all over the world to work on a platform of action to take issues forward into the next decade. It gave a voice to a lot of women, to a lot of non-government women that normally wouldn't have been included in such forums.
The UN's 189 member states all recognised 12 key constraints to achieving gender equality. The Beijing Platform for Action includes a thematic focus on areas such as poverty, education, healthcare, violence, conflict and economic participation. The nations of the world pledged to tackle these constraints and put women at the heart of development.
It is time for us to say here in Beijing, and for the world to hear, that it is no longer acceptable to discuss women's rights as separate from human rights.
They were fighting words. Beijing created an unprecedented platform for solidarity. Since that time, women and men, friends and allies have worked together in that spirit to create a better future. UN Women collaborates with governments, the private sector and grassroots organisations to ensure the voices of women are heard and to put women at the centre of the development agenda. Because we all know that investing in women transforms communities for the better.
Since 1995 in Papua New Guinea, we have seen progress in the informal and the formal economy. With the informal economy, there are a lot more women participating than men. And in the formal sector, in both the private and the public sectors, there are a lot more women in management positions. We have seen small changes, but these changes need to be maintained so that we don't fall back.
Now, in celebration of Beijing Plus 20 years since the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, UN Women continues to work to fulfil the dream of a world that embraces equal rights and equal opportunities.
This International Women's Day, we celebrate the progress that has been made towards achieving gender equality. But it's also a time to reflect on the women and girls around the world that don't have access to decent work, that face violence in their homes and in their communities. And it's a time to acknowledge that no country in the world has achieved gender equality. This International Women's Day, we need your support to ensure that we can fulfil the promise made in Beijing in 1995 and deliver gender equality and women's empowerment to the next generation.